of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In our mission statement, and I apologize we don't have it up there, but we will get it back up there for next week. Kiwanis is a global organization of volunteers dedicated to improving the world, one child and one community at a time, through service to others. In our invocation, Jim?
Yes. You'd bow with me, please. Loving God, we look to you each day for your unfailing strength, love, and grace. In all circumstances, your presence is our blessing, your strength our salvation. Thank you, Lord, for always loving us and allowing us to share that love with everyone we meet. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Jim, and thanks, Conrad, and well, Jack Wyatt was supposed to be our other greeter, but apparently he couldn't get here. So thank you, Conrad, for doing the work for everybody. Wherever you're at, where's Conrad? There he is. Oh, right there. He's hiding right in front of me. Okay. Yeah. See. Okay. We still have openings on the invitors and greeters sheet, so sign up, please. And also for the speaker coordinators for those months. And I don't know, can you hear me? Is this on? Yeah.
Is everything turned on?
Yeah, it is. Let's put it closer. Huh?
There you go.
Is that better?
Yeah.
I want to make sure you can hear me, bud.
What?
What? Yeah, okay. I had a couple emails go out. We are planning an outing for December 16th, which happens to be a Thursday. Regular meeting day for the Beef House. It's going to be during the daytime, so we will not have a meeting that day. And we so far I think we got about 14 people set up to go. So if we can get it up to 20, we get a little bit of discount. So if you're interested, let us know. I know the dinner starts at 12:30. They open the doors at 12:30, and the dinner starts then, and then the show starts at 2. But at least it'll get everybody a chance to get back in the daylight and get home. So that'll be at the Beef House on December 16th. Membership changes. Dave Michael. Where's Dave?
Here.
There he is, okay. Dave Michael has accepted a position on the board to fill Jimmy Richardson's spot. Jimmy has resigned from the club along with Rhonda Mitchell. Just too much going on in their lives. Jimmy had a new baby and been pretty tough for him. So Jimmy has resigned, and Dave has agreed to take over his board position effective immediately. So thank you, Dave. Appreciate that. This evening, the satellite members will be holding a meeting at Backstep Brewery at 5:30. So come on out and see what all the excitement is about with them. It's a lot of fun. They have had some just tremendous success with the school supplies. Right, Karen? Tell us how many kids?
So we stuffed 5 backpacks because we were given the grade and gender of 5 children at Sommer. I'll stand up so you guys don't have to break your necks. And we purchased 9 more backpacks because that was the cheapest backpack that was still available. The rest of them are about $20-some a piece, just so that they can have some extra. And then all the school supplies we purchased, there were, last I knew, 312 students that are enrolled at Sommer. They did end up getting the corporation to purchase the water bottles, so that wasn't something that we had to do. They don't have them yet, but they've been purchased. So the principal had asked us to hold off on spending the rest of the $1,000 that we still have to see what kind of needs are available now that school's in session and she's going to get to know these students.
Good. So helping 312 kids just in one instance. You know, we talk about a Kawanian serving 206 kids, Each Kawanian in here averages serving 206 kids. So with all the work that you've done here to serve 312 right in that one little incident. So thanks a lot. That really, really is helpful. Speaking of serving kids, we'll be unloading the first truck of the school year tomorrow at 9 a.m. We still need 2 more people if we could, if anybody's interested. Conrad, you're on? And so if anybody else is interested, let me know. 9 a.m. at the Youth Service Bureau. And we need pop can tabs. Ran into a situation this week at the district convention, and the guy that's kind of challenged us, I asked him, I said, well, how many you got now? And he says, well, we may be up to 12,000. I told him what we had, and 420,000. And this is what we got today. And the lady that brought in the big bags here, she drove from Lafayette to bring them to us. So that's great. We've got a bunch here, and everybody else has brought in a few. And somebody,
Stay for lunch?
Pardon me?
She didn't stay for lunch?
She wouldn't stay for lunch. She said, I'm busy. So I invited her. So she says, she's got to go back and go collect some more tabs. So that's great. I appreciate it.
That was my contribution.
This Dave Michaels' contribution today. We got one. So that's good. Hey, every one we get counts. I did talk to the people at Ronald McDonald House, or Ronald McDonald House Charities, it's called. And it was interesting. I says, I called her yesterday, I think. And I said, yeah, I just want to make sure when we bring these that where we drop them off and everything. And she explained it to me, and she says, you can just bring them in the front and there's a bench there, and just set them on the bench. It's in between 2 sets of doors. I said, well, I don't know if you really want them on the bench. She says, why? And I says, well, we have over 500,000 for the whole district. And she just, whoa. I mean, I guess they don't get them that big either. So I have been asked by the Eagles Club too to pick up more the week before we take them down on September 14th. So they're still collecting, so we'll have a bunch there. And some of the schools are collecting. We will pick those all up and arrange to get those picked up. So we could have 500,000 right from the Crawfordsville Club. So that's fantastic.
How much does 500,000 weigh?
Well, 1,000 weigh 10 ounces. So what would that be? Figure it out. You do the math. 500,000 would weigh 500 times 10 ounces, right? So 5,000 ounces divided by 16 equals a lot. A lot. So we'll be taking all those down there on September 14th after we have our meeting with them. And remember, it doesn't have to be just pop tabs. You got those soup cans that have it, cat food cans. I keep on yelling at my wife because she throws it away. Pardon me? Juice cans. Juice cans. She throws them away all the time, and I have to go in the garbage and pick them out. But the cat stuff and everything. There's everything. There's so many things have the pop tabs, or the tabs on them. So collect them. Key clubbers. I did get a list from North Montgomery yesterday with the people that we need to sign them up and get them started. So that and they set up there. She had a whole bunch of people that have signed up. They had their call out day for clubs and everything. So she had a whole bunch of people to sign up. So I asked for the list of 11, which is what we needed to get them started, and we're going to get that going. And we'll need to write a check for that, Sharon, to send in. But just fantastic. We're going to have key clubs in all 3 high schools. But just to tell you about Key Club, they as we said before, Hobart Key Club, and we met them this week at the convention. They put together the Key Clubbers Got Talent event, and they did that last year because of the COVID thing, and it's all online. But this year, because it was so fantastic, they're getting key clubbers from around the country to do some kind of a short talent video and send it in. They pay $5 to get it in there, and all that money goes to Riley. So what we were going to do is, we know that there's a lot of talent in this room. So we figured Robin would get in there and he'd do something, and
Bird calls.
Pardon me?
My bird calls.
There you go. Robin will do his bird calls, and we'll get somebody else to do something else. And Dave Long, what is it you're going to do?
I have absolutely no talent,
Oh, okay.
and I have witnesses.
Yeah. So let's get that. It's $5 to get your video in there, and it'll be shown all on October 9th. From 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. It'll all be online. It'll be really cool to watch this whole set of videos. So, and that's going to be key clubbers and Kawanians from all over the world. So it'll be cool. Speaking of Riley, we're again collecting for the Kiwanis Comfort Cart. I left some brochures out there for the Comfort Cart and for the Riley Food Pantry. So they need whatever we can get them for Riley to keep that going. Guests. We do have some guests today. Right, Jim?
That's right, I do have. Justin needed to meet with me today, and I said, well, come for lunch. So I'm hosting it for lunch. Justin Martin is my Farm Bureau insurance agent, and he could be yours. You do see him. Anyway, Justin Martin's my guest today.
Great. Thanks, Justin. Welcome. Glad to have you here. We've got...
And I'll pay $1 for that advertisement.
Okay, good. He'll pay you $1 for... Oh, okay. Well, I thought he's got to pay you, though, for the... He can just put it in
He
the
already
middle.
paid me.
Okay.
We got it all figured out.
Oh, is that like one of those commercials? What's that other one where the guy goes into the meat store and she starts piling it on because he got all the discounts or something, you know? That's one of those other agents. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that, Justin. I just saw that commercial. So we'll have some, we do have those guests. We'll introduce the other guests in a little bit. They've been here, or at least Diana's been here before, but we'll introduce her again and our speaker in a little bit. So, member updates. Anybody got any member updates? Anybody? I did talk to Morris this week. He said he really would like to be here, but his physical abilities just don't allow him to visit much, but he is hoping to make a meeting soon. So, you know, if you get a chance, drop him a call or send him a card or something like that. Where do you find addresses for the people that are in the that are in our club? Anybody know? Portal Buzz. My goodness. How many of you use it? Okay. You can use that, you know, and find all those addresses. And if you need help in getting in there, the one to see is sitting right over there, Karen. See, so you just, if you need help getting in there, all of that stuff is in there. And we are trying to make sure we get as much as we can of all of our meetings, our scheduled meetings, and all this other stuff that we have going on. It's all going to be in Portal Buzz. We're going to try to use that more than what we've been in the past until we get our new thing going, whatever that's going to be, whenever Kiwanis International gets it out. But hopefully that one will be a little bit easier for you to get into. But if you need help getting into Portal Buzz, call Karen.
And then I'll call Shar.
Oh boy. Okay.
Just usually at work and I'm usually home, so if
Yeah.
I interrupt her at work, you can call me.
Right. Community involvement meetings. Tell someone about our meetings. You know, get other people to come. I'm glad Justin came today. We will make sure that he gets a member packet and get him to join. Right, Justin?
I've already mentioned the satellite to him.
Yes, good.
He can't come tonight.
Yeah, that's a great idea, and it's, you know, Unfortunately, they seem to always hold it where there are beverages involved. So, and if Karen's there, she likes getting these real funky drinks.
Lemon drop martini.
Lemon drop martini. But it won't be there tonight because that'll be a backstep.
And I won't be able to come tonight because I have a,
Just because they don't have lemon drop martinis. I know.
that's why. No, because I have a volleyball parent meeting, but I will let you know that my daughter is one of the North Montgomery Key Clubbers.
All right, good, good. Congratulations. You know, we talked about before, I asked this question, I says, what, if someone were to come up to you and say, what is Kiwanis? What do you tell them?
It's a global organization.
And you know, we talked about that this week at the convention. And you know, to go through all of that, if you were to say that to somebody, would they understand what Kiwanis is?
They kind of glass over.
Yeah, you know. So we talked about that and kind of changed it a little bit to what you could do. Number one, somebody asked you about Kiwanis. Number one, we help kids.
Yep.
Okay? Number two, we're a child-oriented service organization. And number three, we partner with Riley Hospital. Now, somebody will buy into one of those, you know, or all three. Really, if they, well, how do you help kids? Well, then you can get involved in it a little bit. Or what do you mean you're a child-oriented service organization? You can talk about, well, how do you partner with Riley? You know, I was sitting down over here with our speaker and we talked a lot about Riley to say what we do with Riley. You know, when you start talking, you know, how many Riley kids are in Montgomery County? There's quite a few, or a lot of parents parents and grandparents who had kids or grandkids that were Riley kids. So, you know, you start talking about Riley and you can get these people involved. And at that point, you invite them to a meeting, you know, and we'll make sure when we invite them to a meeting that we'll get them an application. Okay? So, the next thing we need to talk about is Operation Toy Box. Dave is awake over there and telling me, yeah, hi Dave. Dave has already set up some dates for some of the things and we're working on that. We've got letters that are going to go out to some of our benefactors, I guess you can call them, some of those that give us money, you know, for toys. And where we're going to put the toy boxes this year and all of this type of stuff. But Dave's been working on the dates. He's already talked to the National Guard, and we're going to get that going. But we need some help in being involved on structuring this whole thing and getting it going. So unfortunately this December I will be a little bit busy doing red suited stuff, but I'll try to be there available as much as I can, but we need to get a committee going to help with this stuff, okay? Kawanian Birthdays this week. Sunday, August 15th, and he was supposed to be here to be the greeter, is Jack Wyatt. That's the only birthday thing this week. Things to do in Montgomery County this weekend is tomorrow, Pike Place, Hoosier Heartland and Rotary are sponsoring a concert, and we should all go there wearing our Kiwanis shirts and you know, say, hey, we're supporting Rotary too, you know. That came up at our convention with the guest speaker that they had. I guess his dad was a Rotary and he mentioned it, and boos came from all over the place. I don't know. Saturday, August 14th, Crawfordsville Farmers Market. Saturday, August 14th is the Midwest Railroad Fair at the Linden Depot Museum. How many of you have been to that place? We have not been there yet, and I want to go. I want to go see that thing. It sounds like it's pretty cool.
You ought to go after they've decorated for Christmas.
Really? Okay. We'll plan that. Start collecting. If you've got, like me, you know, I'm somewhat of a pack rat, believe it or not, but no comments from the peanut gallery. Okay, but if you have a lot of stuff, a lot of papers, and you want to get rid of it, start collecting it, because Saturday the 21st, Hoosier Heartland is having a shredding day.
Yes, free.
Take it over there. You can get what, up to 3 boxes?
Yeah, we come to the back of your car, not me with my gift me, but someone will come to the back of your car, they will take out your bags, your boxes, shred it, and send you on your merry way.
I did that last year, it works.
I did too.
Yeah.
I did too. It's real easy. So, I just collect a lot of that stuff that's got my name and numbers and all that on there, and just dump it in a box in the garage, and then take it over there when they have this thing. So that'll be Saturday the 21st. So start collecting that stuff now.
On this coming Saturday from 9 to 1 at York, the North Montgomery After Prom junior kids are raising money there and going to be washing cars. So if you have a dirty car and you want to go get it washed by some high school kids, and you might see me there, please come.
At York,
At York, Chrysler,
Okay.
Dodge, Jeep, Fiat, Ram.
From what time? 9 to 1?
9 to 1 on Saturday.
Okay.
This coming Saturday, the 14th.
When's the shredding open?
9 to 1. 9 to 1.
That's the next Saturday.
That's the
Let's do
21st.
This one first.
I know.
The 21st, 9 to 1.
Yes. That's right. Wash
Okay,
your
car
first,
wash.
And then we'll shred your stuff.
August 28th, Taste of Montgomery County. I know that they're looking for help, so if you want to volunteer there to help or whatever, contact them. They do have some ads looking for help. And Saturday, August 28th is also Ironman National, and they're looking for help, but their help is paid. So if you want to make a buck or two to turn into Riley or whatever, you can do that August 28th at Ironman. National days, August 12th, National Julian Fries Day. I don't know what good that is or anything, but it's National Vinyl Record Day. So how many of you are still into vinyl records or back into it? Jerry? I know people are getting into it, especially the younger generation again, Karen. And yeah.
The younger ones than
Younger ones than you, they're getting into that stuff. I think I took all my records, especially the 45s, we use them as Frisbees. But it's also National Middle Child Day. How many of you are middle childs? There you go. There's one. So today's your day.
Yep.
See? You not only get to visit Kiwanis, but it's also National Middle Child Day. Congratulations. Yeah, we did miss it by one day, but yesterday was National Presidential Joke Day. There's a lot that can be said about that, right, bud? But we get a chance to recover because tomorrow, being the first Friday the 13th of the year, is National Blame Someone Else Day. So don't forget that. Tomorrow, National Blame Someone Else Day. Any other days, bud?
Gary, last week, you recall, I asked for some help in unloading 6,000. Turns out it wasn't nearly that many. It was a pickup truckload, and I want to thank Chuck and Jim for dropping by. We didn't need them. And we gave away the corn in 2 days.
Good. Great job.
Thank you.
It was only a pickup truckload.
Mark?
Just only.
Can you do a picture?
Yeah.
Come on up, if you would, please. So we're going to do Happy Bucks, but before we collect our Happy Bucks for today, you remember, boy, it's been a while ago, we had Diane Cross from Mountie Mission come and talk to us and tell us all about what they do. And we decided to put Mountie Mission in the list for the Happy Bucks for last quarter. So I asked Diane probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago, hey, why don't you come on down and we got a check for you. And Diane says, school's starting, I can't do this. So she's gonna come on up. She emailed me yesterday or a few days ago and says, hey, when do you want me to come out? So come on up, Diane, thank you. thank you so much. We do have a check here for you from our Happy Bucks that we collect every week when we're here. We got a total of $436.50 for Mount Mission.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very, very much. Okay, good, thanks. Thank you. Yeah, we need one of those big ones, right?
Well, we had one at one time. Well, we used Terry's.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right, okay. But we will do that. So, Q4 is for Pam's Promise. Okay, we talked about Pam's Promise transitional housing. And so we're collecting for Pam's Promise. So who's happy? Anybody? Yes.
Saturday is also my 45th wedding anniversary.
Wow, okay. Well, Terry?
Yes, I'd like to put in $5 because I'm very proud of my Santa Claus, who has been selected to be the official Santa for the Indianapolis Symphonic Choir's Christmas shows. All awesome.
Cool, thanks. 1,100 people. Wow, that's gonna be fun. Yeah.
They all gonna sit on your lap?
I don't know. I don't know what the plans are. I asked the guy for, what all you want me to do? And he says, well, stand out in front when they're all coming in, and then we'll have you come out like at halftime of their performance, whatever, and then again at the end. We'll maybe have a little bit of banter during the halftime thing and all of this. And I says, okay. So I don't know yet what all I'll be doing, but it'll be fun.
So you're gonna be the straight man?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of be the straight man, as Santa. That'll be interesting. Yeah. So I just got to make sure I don't scare all the kids, when I'm starting it off. So us out in the lobby. So I'll throw $5 in for a couple things. Number one, I hope this heat breaks soon and we get out of this. This has been crazy. And, for all the people that are fighting all these fires out west and all this other stuff, it's just been horrible. So let's try to be happy and help them. Jim?
I'm happy that I got a guest today, and I'm also playing in the Youth Service Bureau Scrabble on Saturday morning.
All right, good. Anybody else?
Sunday is 51 years, wedding anniversary.
Wow, I thought that was your age. Rusty, okay. Anybody else? Jerry?
I'll throw in one for Pam's Promise, and because I was a bonehead Tuesday night and didn't show up at Dairy Queen, I'll throw in $5 to go toward that collection.
Thank you. How many people did show up at Dairy Queen or went through there? Yeah, we did. We're going to do that once a quarter. We don't know how much it raised yet, but once we know, we'll let you know. That's a fun evening. I know Dave Michael brought some guests to it, and Terry and I bought enough that you would think there was a guest.
When I got there at 7 o'clock, there wasn't any of you there.
Yeah, see, we got there early. It opened at, I think it started at 4, and we were there at 4:30, so.
Caleb came through.
Yeah, Caleb came through with all his kids on his way to the dollar game at Victory Field, so. But come on out to those. Bring your kids and your family and everybody else. Who else is happy? Anybody else? Bud, how's Purdue going to do this year?
Well, we've got about an hour and a half, I can tell you about it.
Okay.
I want you to know, because we're laying down for that school in Bloomington.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Okay, we're getting ready here for our speaker. That is with the Youth Service Bureau, and she's got a BA from Purdue and a master's degree from Butler. She's got 12 years as a social worker, 21 years as a school counselor, and SEL coordinator, currently in her 3rd year, SEL for the Youth Service Bureau. Lived in Montgomery County a majority of her life and truly passionate about the future well-being of the youth in our county. Now, if you take all those years and add those all up, I think she started when she was 1.
There you
Is that
go.
right?
Child
Okay.
prodigy.
So Pat, come on up here and You can tell us all about it.
I will do that. Thank you for having me. I feel very, very passionate about this program, and so I tend to ramble when I get passionate about something, so you might have to cut me off. I am the Social Emotional Learning Coordinator for the Youth Services Bureau. How many of you have ever even heard of social emotional learning? Raise your hand if you have. Hello. I was in, the rest of you that didn't raise your hand, I was in that exact same spot prior to applying for this job. I had several people that said, Pat, there's a job you would be so well suited for, you need to apply for it, and they told me the name of it, and I was like, I don't even know what that is. So I did my research, and I found out very, very quickly. I did know what it was, it's just it didn't have that name. So I had to very, very, very quickly do lots and lots of research and lots of educating myself to get ready for this position. And I want to tell you, I have had the best 2.5, almost 3 years coming up. So I have had the privilege, and it has been a privilege, to work with the youth of Montgomery County in all 3 school districts. I am a product of Montgomery County. I married my high school sweetheart, who also graduated from Southmont High School. I went to Purdue University, but came right back to Montgomery County, and my 2 children, Megan graduated from Purdue as well, thank you very much, and my son, after 5 years in the Navy, came back. He then went to Vincennes. You'll have that. But he seriously, he's a tool and die maker now, and he's a productive citizen in society, so what are you going to do, right?
Right.
So I want to tell you, whenever I hear somebody carry on about all the negativity with regard to the young people in our society, I just want to sit with them for just 5 minutes and tell them the things I've seen since I became a school counselor, but also with this job. I have seen teachers that have stepped up during the most grueling time this last year, and kids that are making it through, and they're doing a banner job. So let me tell you a little bit about this program. Several years ago, here in Branch, my boss went to the 3 school corporations and said there is this rather large grant available to purchase a curriculum in social emotional learning, and I'm going to explain that to you in a minute, for each of the districts if you get the grant, and they did. And it was a grant from the North Central Health Services in Lafayette, and they must make a lot of money because they sent a lot of money to Montgomery County to help us with this. The grant is called the Resilient Youth Initiative. And the whole idea is to teach our kids how to become resilient, how to get back up when you fall down, how to make a mistake and not make that be the end all and be all of what happens with you. It's one of those things where that's probably one of my biggest pet peeves when I was a school counselor is a kid come in and I give up. They tried it once and they gave up, and I would, oh, don't do that. You've got to get up and try it again. And that's all that we are trying to do, is teach our kids how to be resilient. The end goal, years down the road, is that we will see, and I'm praying with everything I've got that we do, a reduction in drug abuse, in drug usage in our county. And as you all know, that's a pretty big problem in our county. So I'm going to show you this video, or one of you guys is going to do it for me, just so you can get a little better grasp on what it is we're doing, and then I'm going to break it down for you so that you can understand it a little better.
There's a lot of talk these days about SEL, social emotional learning. But what exactly is it? Social emotional learning is the process of learning social and emotional skills, and it's just as important as learning reading or math. This learning process is most effective when it begins early and continues through high school. Social emotional skills are essential for success in school, work, and life. With SEL, students learn to manage their own emotions and behaviors, have empathy and show care and concern for others, solve problems effectively, make responsible decisions, and maintain healthy relationships. Students learn to recognize what's happening inside them and to be aware of their emotions, which helps them deal with strong emotions and impulsive behaviors. It helps them stop, take a breath, and think about a situation before acting. Students learn to identify others' emotions and perspectives, which helps them empathize and show compassion, no matter who they are or what their background is. It's not difficult to imagine how this is important in the classroom and in life. Students learn to solve problems in peaceful ways and communicate assertively about what they need or want. This helps them get along with other students and get the help they need from adults. When students learn to make responsible decisions about their lives and their future, things can turn out better. Research shows social emotional learning makes a difference. Students who participate in SEL do better academically, have improved attitudes and behaviors, and act in delinquent or disruptive ways less often. In the United States, students with strong social-emotional competence are twice as likely to earn a college degree and nearly 50% more likely to graduate from high school and have a full-time job by age 25. Just as important, students who are socially and emotionally competent have more friends. This means they're more likely to feel connected to school and do well, and less likely to be left out or bullied. Simply put, by participating in social-emotional learning, students learn the skills to succeed in every facet of school and the rest of their lives.
In Montgomery County, children from the age of 3 to the 8th grade are receiving SEL education, social emotional learning. They're receiving that weekly. That is not a cheap endeavor. I want you to know that was a big ticket item for us to get that curriculum. The people that put together, we chose a program called Second Step, and they originated back in the 60s, and they began working with sexual abuse, and they kind of worked with the good touch, bad touch. You remember hearing about that? But then they went on and they started working toward this, and they have done massive amounts of research before they ever put the curriculum together. And then when they did put the curriculum together, they had teachers write it. So if teachers are going to be delivering it, they had teachers write it so it would be useful and it would be practical and it wouldn't be something somebody put on a shelf because it was too hard. Teachers give a lesson a week, and then the rest of the week they reinforce that lesson. So most of the work has been done for the teachers. Yes, they have to do the training, and yes, they have to do a little bit of preparation, but for the most part, they did a good job. They did a really good job. So this program is based on 5 concepts, and when I tell you these, you're going to go like, that's nothing new, you know, where'd this come from? But the fact of the matter is, it's all together in one place, and it's taught with intention. We are teaching with intention so that our kids get it. This is important. And when you hear the kinds of things that they are learning, you're going to be like, yeah, they need that. I know some adults that do too. So it starts out with self-awareness. So with our littles, we're teaching them the emotions. We're teaching them what it means when you feel a certain way. That there are some emotions that are little and you can learn to handle those yourself, but some emotions are really big and you have to learn to ask for help. Our older kids, for self-awareness, we start looking at goal making and how to, you know, have a direction that they're looking at. But the biggest part with all of our kids is to be aware of what's going on in here. One of my professors used to say, it's okay to have a bias as long as you know you have that bias because you won't hurt somebody with it. Well, the same thing with a kid. You need to be aware you're going through something so that when you encounter something in the hallway, you can say to yourself, you know what, I had a bad day today and I'm really pretty nervous about that, so I need to watch what I'm doing. The thing that goes hand in glove with that is self-management. So we start out with self-awareness, and we teach them a great deal about that, about themselves, their emotions. That enables them to turn around and be able to be empathetic toward others. So they know how it feels to be angry. We teach them how to apologize when they've done something wrong, and you'd be surprised how many people don't know how to do that. How to accept an apology, and likewise, you'd be surprised how many people don't know how to do that. But the fact of the matter is, if you practice it and you learn about it, you're not as likely to get angry and get in a fight and all kinds of different things. So we teach them some really good tools. But self-management, and under this one, I can appreciate this more than you know. As a school counselor, I had kids coming in to see me all the time, anxious. Actually, if any of us knew what they were living through at home, we would be on our knees. And they're coming to school every day. It was amazing. But we did a lot of breathing exercises in my office for test anxiety, for issues that they were dealing with, and they were afraid they would get in a fight in the classroom or whatever. And I really thought I was breaking ground with using these breathing exercises, but guess what? That's part of this, and it's nothing new. But we teach our kids, when you start to feel that anger feeling, you know it's in your power to take charge of it. We teach the kids, you'll hear a kid say belly breathing. You need to breathe. You need to breathe. And they do, they tell each other, you're worked up, you need to breathe. And truthfully, the teacher will stop in the middle of a lesson. Kids have got ants in their pants and they can't pay attention, and the teacher will stop and will take a moment and get centered again so they can move on. And that's part of the reinforcement throughout the week of learning how to manage their emotions. I think, quite honestly, having worked with children this many years, I think they probably go home and irritate their parents by saying it, but hopefully their parents realize they need to start doing some of those things too. Because I have had several teachers come back and say, yeah, one of my students went home and told her mom she was using an aggressive voice, not an assertive voice, and she needed to learn how to speak assertively and not aggressively. And I thought that was pretty cool, actually. But teaching a kid how to manage their emotions, there is so much power in that. There is so much power in taking control of your part of a scenario, of a situation you're going through. You may not be able to control that other guy, but you can control your own. And a lot of our kids have issues with impulsivity and all kinds of things that get them into trouble, and they have a hard time learning because of all of that. And we teach them how to calm themselves down, and it helps the teachers so much. If those kids are calm, they can actually take in the information that she's trying to get them to learn. Their test scores go up and things get a lot better. So when I first started working with the schools to implement this, I know they were thinking, oh, here we go, something else on my plate. But truthfully, it has proven to be something that has saved time. They may take a half hour one day a week and do this lesson, but it has saved time because they've been able to keep a little bit more control with the kids, and it has been much easier. When they are in kindergarten, first grade, we teach them how to listen, how to focus. And the teacher has these little signs, and if you have any grandchildren or children that are in any of our elementaries and you do this, that is their attentoscope. And the teacher will teach them, you know what? When I'm talking, you put your attentoscope on. That means you don't pay attention to anything that's out here. You pay attention to what's in front of your eyes. And from then on, if she's got a kid that's not paying attention, All she has to do is this, and that kid knows. She doesn't have to humiliate that child. She doesn't have to do anything. She just does this, the kid knows, I wasn't paying attention. There's another one that's this, and when they're going down the hall, they're in a line. This means keep your hands to yourself and be still. I'm telling you, if you've never worked with kindergartens, that's massive. That's big. But they have a lot more of them. They teach them how to listen carefully and with respect. And that's a big, big deal. Social awareness is one that I didn't think would really be something that the little ones would catch on to. They do. They get it more than you know. Paying attention to the fact that not everybody was raised in the same kind of household I've been raised in. Not everybody goes to church like I do, or not everybody has two parents at home. Where in the past, our kids, they found these things out, and it would be a little bit belittling as they asked these questions. Now they're learning to be aware that there are differences everywhere, and that you need to be respectful and appreciate the differences in each other, because one of the things I teach is if we were all the same, it would be a really boring world. So I love that. I didn't think I would see a lot of progress with that one, but they really have. Relationship skills is a biggie. Talking about healthy relationships. And, I told you, they learn how to apologize. They practice apologizing. They practice accepting an apology. But they also look at things like, did that person aim to knock my books off? Or was that an accident? Their book bag accidentally. Either way, your books are on the floor. But did that person aim to do that? Whereas in the past, regardless, somebody was getting mad. Now, at least we've got kids that are paying attention to the fact that, first of all, it wasn't his fault. And second of all, he apologized. And I accepted. And we can move on and do our thing. Now, is it going to fix everything? No, it's not. It's not. We're going to still have kids that get mad, and we're still going to have things going on. But now the teacher has tools. The teacher and the principal and the counselor can use the tools with regard to relationships and how these things work, and how to be fair to one another, and how to have empathy for one another. They spend a lot of time looking, with the masks on, it's hard, don't get me wrong, but they spend a lot of time talking about, what can you tell about that person in this picture? Are they smiling? So what do you think their emotion is? And the kids are coming up with all kinds of answers, but the fact of the matter is, they're paying attention. And they do. These kids have got the capacity for empathy like I wish a lot of adults had. It is amazing to watch them do this. And the last precept, or whatever you want to call it, that second step is based on is responsible decision making. And this one is my favorite. And it is my favorite because I'm an adult. You guys are adults. Don't you ever have those times where you're like so upset over something that's happening, and that kind of stops you where you are, because what do you do? What do you do? And I'm telling you, when I was working with teenagers, that was a big deal. That was a big deal. Problem solving, decision making is hard. So we teach them, and I'm going to show you the poster for this one, because this one is my favorite. I wish, I'm not going to get it done, but I really wish we had, probably because second step wouldn't let us do it, but I wish this was on every playground in Montgomery County. But like I said, this is proprietary, so they probably wouldn't let us do that. But every single lesson or unit that they do, there's a poster that goes up in the classroom, and then it stays on the wall for the rest of the school year. And the teacher will go back over and refer back to it. And so it's constantly, they're going over the stuff that they learned early. But this is the last one. And it says, in order to come up with problem solving, it says, step, say the problem without blaming anyone. That's harder to do than you think it is, especially if you're mad. So when a kid gets sent to the principal's office and they've been bickering back and forth, they got to state the problem, but they cannot blame the other one. That's hard, but they learn to do it. Think of solutions. So they have to be safe, They have to, sometimes they're pretty wacky, some of the solutions that they come up with, like just slap them. Well, that's not gonna work, but you know, that has been said, but they're learning, they are learning. E, explore the consequences of the actions that we would take. That's when you say, well, what would happen if you slapped him? Well, you're gonna get expelled. So let's not do that, and let's come up with another one, and we talk about those things. And then the last one, pick the best solution and make a plan. And this sits in the classroom, and when the kids come up, I can't do this, or you know, whatever, the teacher can say, okay, let's go over here. Let's name the problem, and how can we go about fixing this? Again, it gives our kiddos power over the situation they're in, power over themselves, and they don't feel like they're at somebody else's mercy. I'm not saying it is the end all and be all. You know and I know. There's not a program out there that is going to fix everything, but it really, really has had a wonderful impact very quickly. Very, very quickly. And I have had some of the best stories since this started. But I want you to know something. When I was a school counselor, of course I was in my little microcosm at Southmont High School, we always felt like we were a day late and a dollar short. You know, the government would come up with these ideas that we were responsible for, and we were always playing catch up, trying to find ways to fix whatever it was. I guess I should have used my problem solving thing. But truthfully, for once, and it happens all the time, I just happen to know about this one, we're ahead of the game. We're ahead of the game. I went to a conference over in Indianapolis with great big school corporations, and we were discussing something, and I was talking about second step in all three of our school corporations, and one of them said, I'm so jealous. How come you guys get to do that? And we're talking mega school corporation, and they were jealous of 3 little bitty school corporations in Montgomery County. So I have to applaud Karen Branch and all 3 of our superintendents, because this is really forward thinking. The state of Indiana, I know they're getting ready. I can't really say that, but I think it's going to become pretty soon a requirement that we have social emotional learning, and there are going to be some schools that are scrambling to come up with a curriculum, and guess what? We've got ours, and we've not only got it, but we've got it in action, and it's going. When we had shut down last year, we didn't have the whole county implemented. We just now have all of our schools implemented, but we had enough that I heard back that was one of the things that helped so much, is they could refer back to their second step lessons and talk about ways to calm themselves when everybody at home was just a little on edge. And they looked at all kinds of things they could do to help themselves. And I really love that. I love that our kids are that empowered. So I truly welcome questions. You are welcome to ask me anything. I may not have the answer, but I'll do my best. And I will share anything I can if anybody has a question. Yes, sir.
Well, this is sort of a statement and a question. It seems to me this is a terrific program, but a significant number of adults could use the same program.
Hello.
Is there sort of an equivalent for adults?
There's an adult SEL program, and I'm sure it has a pretty price tag to it through Second Step. It's mostly geared toward mindfulness, so teaching us how to be healthy on the inside, to get ourselves calmed down so that we can deal with things, because I think with what we've all been going through, it's a lot of that, but there's more to it than that. And it bumps it up from where we started from. But think about a child that goes from 3 years old all the way up to 8th grade and has these skills already. In a few years, I think we're going to be saying, we got some pretty amazing adults in this community. And after I said all this, that's why I get so frustrated when people talk about nothing good's happening. You have no idea how much good is happening. It's amazing. Well, I have the list, in case any of you have grandchildren or whatever, of all the schools that just North Central Health Services gave grants to, if you want to check it. It's the Lafayette schools, it's all 3 in our county, Fountain Central, Attica. I have the whole list here if you want to check any of them. I want you to know they made an amazing, huge investment in the children of Indiana, and it's awesome. Yes, sir.
Okay, Pat, you know, I was a CASA for a while, and looking at the families that some of these kids are in, you know, how in the world do you change them or get them to come to school and try to put all of that stuff that they've had at home?
Well, that's what the research behind this is all about. There's an organization, the initials are CASEL, C-A-S-E-L, who started this research many, many years ago, talking about childhood trauma and how that messes with the synapses of your brain. I mean, your brain's all matted up and gnarled because of the trauma that the child has been through, but they have proven that a good relationship with a teacher or someone can undo that gnarly mess better than medication oftentimes. And so when I say the teachers give them mindful moments to sit down and relax and calm down, that's the kid that benefits from that kind of thing, and then they can take that home with them. These teachers are amazing. Over the pandemic, a lot of them, when they had to do classes through Zoom, they would have them make teepees with blankets and get inside and do their Zoom meeting, and they would talk about, all right, let's breathe, you know, to get themselves calmed down. Guys, back when I was working with these teenagers, trying to help them with test anxiety, that's all it was, is I was teaching them how to lower their blood pressure, to calm themselves down enough that they could see the questions on the paper and be able to have a chance to pass. Did it work every time? No. But it did help. And I can attest to that. I use it to this day if I'm getting ready to go, well, on the way here, breathing. But truthfully, you know, I walked into an awful lot of really disruptive and difficult situations as a school counselor. And I had to learn how to self-manage. I brought this big old nasty Coke up here with me because I'm self-aware enough to know that when I get really nervous, my mouth gets dry. So as my self-management skills, I know I gotta have something to drink or I'm gonna talk like I'm half-wasted. So, you know, it's one of those things, and I'm a child from an odd background, and I can relate to that with the kids. And so it has helped me, it's helped the kids, and I see nothing but good things for our students. I really do.
Anybody else? Any other questions?
Thank
you. And I've got a little gift for you
I
from
appreciate
Kiwanis.
that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Glad to have you. Thanks. Okay, now, I kind of raised Pat's anxiety level here before because Diane said she had something to talk about to introduce her, you know, and she was a little bit worried about that. So Diane and Pat go back quite a ways, I think, and so I was, you know, luckily we got by that, so we didn't have to do that. But Pat, we do have another job for you.
Okay.
As you saw me selling these tickets before, okay? And the deal is that if you pull out the ticket for whoever was here that purchased one, they get a chance to pull out a marble from that blue container there. And if they get the white marble, they get to split the money. And there's one white marble, there's 38 marbles left in there, I think, right now. Yeah, 36. Okay, so we had 538, and we got 35 today, right?
Yes.
What is that total?
573.
So $573 is in the pot today. So if they get the white marble, they get to split that. So if you would pull out a ticket.
All right.
Okay. And the winning number?
502666.
6-6. I know somebody, Sharon, somebody over there had 6-6. Okay. Good. Good. Okay. Now, got all the marbles in there. See, there was a white marble. Oh, there's a white marble there.
Took it out, right?
Yeah, see, there's a white marble there. So I'm gonna dump these all in there, and then I'll hold it up for you to pick one.
She can't reach that.
Yeah. Oh, it's a yellow marble, so we take it over again for next week. So, you know, there was 10 of each color.
I've had 2 green ones.
There was 10 of each color, and except for the white, there was only 1 white. So we're getting down. Next week there'll be 35 marbles, so we'll try again. So thank you all very, very much. We'll build that thing up and get that going. Next week we'll hear from Kate Doty with the Youth Service Bureau. Caleb did it real easy for him this week. This month, he says, I'll just get one person to run something from Youth Service Bureau and every week, and I won't have to work too hard. So it worked out for him. So, any other business before we close? Okay, positive thought of the day. If you build it, they will come, right? So what is that?
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. That game's tonight. It's going to be on Fox. That team from New York is going to play my Chicago White Sox. So, which was the original movie, was the White Sox and the Yankees. So it'll be on tonight on Fox. So hope you all get a chance to watch it and see that thing at the Field of Dreams. How many ever been there? I know Terry was. Anybody else? Okay.
6 o'clock.
Oh, it's 6 o'clock?
Game
According to
starts
the
at 7.
schedule I saw.
Okay. The one thing I saw was
Trying to get
8,
out there.
so 6 o'clock. I've got some friends that are there. They sent tickets, or they sent some pictures from there yesterday, so it'd be interesting to see that whole thing. So maybe see what happens. See if anybody. They said this morning on TV that the Yankees are so far down on players because of COVID that they may be hoping that some of these guys come out of the field. So, okay? So, thank you all very much, and the meeting's adjourned.